friends and family, this is SP News Nuggets, and today, you guys, we're going to have a commentary this evening at 5 p.m. Central Time. Be in the chat room, be in the conversation room. We're going to talk about Taylor Williams, and the question is, did the village fail her? You guys know what we're going to talk about. I'm going to share a little bit of what's going on, and it's not too much of an update, but we're going to share because a lot of people come in here and then they want to know what's going on. So, first of all, let me explain. It was about a week and a couple of days ago. It was last Wednesday. The mom called in and said that her daughter was missing. She woke up 7 o'clock in the morning, found the door unlocked, open, and her baby was gone. She's 5 years of age, and her name is Taylor Williams. Okay? They looked and they took mom downtown. They questioned her. She was cooperating. She ended up stopped cooperating after a period of time, finding out that once they start questioning her and the answers were conflicting to what she said previously, she just stopped talking. Now, we did get report that someone must have stepped in and told her to stop talking. We don't know if it was the Navy. We don't know if it was family. We don't know if it was her, just some friends or an attorney. But anyway, she quit cooperating with them, and we began to continue to start looking for this 5-year-old little girl around the Florida area in Jacksonville. Well, then, after about 3 days later, they stopped looking for her there, and I guess they got a tip or just going through pings of your phone or your GPS in your car. They went down to Alabama in this rural area full of woods. It's a wooded area, and they found some remains. Now, the remains have not been identified. I think it's either today or maybe tomorrow, Monday. The results should be in. Now, as soon as they said that they found some remains, BRIANNA Williams, the mom, was at work. She went to work like every day, like it wasn't. Now, people did report saying that she came to work. She looked sad. She looked at distance. She looked like she had the whole world on her shoulders. And as they said that they found the remains, and I guess the police officers and the authorities, excuse me, you guys, were going to arrest her, she took a load of pills and overdosed on these pills, trying to commit suicide. Attempted to commit suicide. Let me correct myself. Okay, so then they took her to the hospital, and they luckily put her in an induced coma. And then that's where we still don't know if the remains is Taylor. That's where she's from, a little town called Demopolis in Linden. It's between there. It's got like 7,000 people in Demopolis and 5,000 people in Linden. Anyway, and she grew up in Linden. Now, the baby dad has been contacted, and he's not talking. He's saying he's no comment. I'm busy. He's not saying a word. Now, BRIANNA Williams, the young lady's family done came out and spoke up and said she's a very smart girl. She was on a roll. She was homecoming queen, and she ended up going right into the Navy. And she's got a lot of medals and things in there. So she is actually government property. So then the report came out and said that they didn't know where she was. They didn't know if she was in the hospital. They didn't have her on the Navy base. They didn't know where she was. She wasn't in jail, but she was booked. Now, I'm going to share with you guys. I try to share with you guys as much as I can. I have not talked to the person that is supplying me with a lot of these details and information. I will have that information at 5 o'clock. I'm going to call her, and I'm going to ask what's going on, because we do got some information right down there in the middle of this stuff. So I do know somebody came on the show, I think it was Wednesday, and was like, the mother's dead. Okay, let's retract that, you guys. The mom is not dead. It's just nobody know where she at. They think because she was out the system and they couldn't find her. They could have changed her name. They could have took her on the base. They could have booked her in jail. And with all this stuff going on, with the HIPAA law, they cannot tell you if that person in the hospital and what condition they're in, what floor they're in, and da-da-da-da-da. But trust and believe, I do believe that they do got this taken care of. I do know that there's already, you guys, a gag order on this case. And I'm not surprised. It's a gag order. So it's going to quiet down really quick. And with the Navy being involved, it's going to quiet down more quicker than anything else. Okay? Because this is almost like a slap in the face embarrassment that you have these type of people that are supposed to be, making sure our country is secure. Then, everybody know the Navy is one of the finest militaries that we do have. And I appreciate all their work. So I get that and I understand that, but I'm pretty sure that when we get to the bottom of this, we're going to find out a lot of things. Now, I just want to stress to you guys that the family is coming on saying that, Brianna would never do nothing like this to her baby. And the sister also said that there's a man involved, that she started dating this man 6 months ago, and he allegedly could have done something to the baby girl, Taylor Williams. And so I'm pretty sure they're trying to find out who this man's supposed to be, and they're still trying to find out if this is Taylor Williams. And a lot of people saying it's probably her. But we don't know. I know if this was my loved one, and I know it's sad to say I would not want it to be my loved one. And that's saying I want it to be somebody else's, basically, just not let it be mine. But, we all get hit with death and life situations in our life, and those things do happen, and we just going to have to deal with those things. So I want you guys to come on in the room. I'm going to get that information. I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted you to know that I'm still on it. I'm still looking for all the information, but I did want you guys to know that we do got inside information. I just was in a meeting this morning, and now that I'm out the meeting, I will call that person up, and I've got my paper here, and I will find out what all is going on, or if there's something that I can share without getting anybody in trouble, because some things we can share and some things we can't. But anyway, you guys, the question is, did the village fail Taylor Williams? There was neighbors that seen her out by herself. The movers, it wasn't obvious that nobody didn't come out the house. They said they couldn't ask her the question. I don't know. I guess we're now in a society where everybody wants to mind their own business, because, people tell you, look at, I don't want to put out no names, but somebody asked a young lady and her child was missing, something about what she did or whatever. And she went off and she was like, don't worry about me. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about my MF kids, That's what the young lady said. And then we'll come to find out, we do find the child. Or I say we as a society, because we all work as one. We got to help each other. But we do find the child, and it's not a good result. And things that happen like that. But I think if we do have to stick our nose into something, we can save a child. We can save a child. I know People know how to cover things up. I get it. But I think that we're going to have to do a little bit better, because this is not the way it's supposed to be. So you guys, I see you at 5 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to go ahead and get this information for you. Be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.